Namaste and welcome to class. To this particular class, I want to share with you some of the questions and answers that you have been posted in the channel. Thank you so much for your abundant and incredible praising of the work. I really appreciate your attention and your dedication and your involvement. So I want to start by answering some of the questions you have. One is actually from a man. I say, what do you think about the NNN? So historically, if you don't know what the NNN is, it's about No Nut November. And it's related to the abstinence of the man to ejaculate or to get involved in any sexual relationship, that abstain from pornography, from excess of dispersion of the own seed. So this in the beginning was some kind of term that rise around, I think in this 2017 as a satirical thing. But it's and then the media have make it, more of a mainstream thing. So it's now in the consciousness of man. What do I think? Well, I'm not a man. However, I have a husband. And I do know that lust decreases energy. And I do know that respect to the seed of life, when you are not just sprouting in everywhere in an unconscious way, you start having some kind of self-respect and some dignity. So it's not necessarily to have the abstinence, like sometimes in the spiritual work say, oh no, you should have a celibacy or something like that. Not necessarily. It's more of understanding that all parts of your body, all secretions, are sacred. For women, it will be our moon cycle, right? It's so much loaded. And at one point I want to dedicate just a video for that. For man is the semen. And the semen is the seed. It had the containment of all your experiences, of all your intentions, of all your doubts, your strength, and the matrix that the woman needs in order to create a territory of home or clan. So it's like planting a tree in a fertile land, and in that tree will grow to shelter you, to give you fruits, to give you food, to supply life, and to represent the type of man you are. So in equal way, the woman needs to be aware of what kind of seed is receiving, because that seed is going to seal its information in its whole body forever. So it's very different for a man to have a relationship that is just one night stand than for a woman of one night stand. Because the woman is going to record in her subconscious, the seed, not necessarily the seed of that man. The body is understanding, I been seeded. Therefore, it put in motion all kind of emotions, synchronicities for the offsprings for a family. The body don't discern, oh, this man is good, I am attracted to it, this is what I want, etc. The body just receives the seed and start the mechanics, start the secretions, start the adjustments. So it's very profound for a woman, and it's very profound for a man, because the seed that you give is charged with you and with the moment of making love. So whatever you are in making, in that act of giving the seed, you're giving a whole discharge of yourself. How often are you able to do that? And why? Well, one is the procreation part. But this only happens max 12 times or something like that. The rest of the time is about harmonizing energies between two bodies to pacify the struggle within that we feel incomplete with the complementary part. And physically we have to deal with that. It's not going to change. You're going to be a man and you're going to be a woman, and that sense of incompleteness and that sense of wanting to be complete somehow get pacified in the union, the physical union. Do you need to harmonize every day? Do you need to harmonize with different women? Well, it's up to you. However, the absence will give you three things, or the restriction of ejaculation. One is proof that increase your mental clarity, because all the energy that is dedicated to create the semen, to discharge the semen, is used differently, either to heal or to perceive reality differently. Number two, it will train you to detach from lust, to detach from the lower density of just creating or just being in the body, just have a second mind, right, that is down there. You don't have to be all the time in there. It comes at a time where you need to educate yourself to integrate that. I mean, not to judge that, but to integrate that you are not only that. So detachment brings, it's a good exercise for detachment. Third is discipline. It gives you the power of choice. And once you have the discipline, you have certain dignity. When you have dignity, you have self-respect. When you have self-respect, you feel strong to offer the seed to the right land. Otherwise, you're just wanting to seed things, land that is unfertile or unnecessary, just because you want to pacify the sense of incompleteness. So hopefully this is helpful for our mind for that question. And the last question I want to address is, say, what is to have complementary partners? Okay, so all creation have two energies, one positive and one negative, not bad or good, but just as a magnetic force that in its interactions form life, form movement, form experiences, form all that it is. Without these two complementary forces, nothing could exist. So in every relationship, you have an aspect that is complementing the other person, meaning that is in opposition. It's something that the other is weak or missing, or not missing because they have everything in creation, but is working on it. They want to learn it. And then there is an aspect that is supplementary, meaning that you agree in things that are equal value. So it's the easygoing relationships. While the others are more like, okay, I need to learn these things that are new for me. Let's say patience or intuition or forgiveness. Any of those qualities, either that you are not accepting, the other will reflect it as a compliment. And you may not like that, but it's a stimulating relationship for you to learn. Now, that's one thing, right? Is to acknowledge that any relationship you will have, if it's all goody-goody and so on, you're not growing. You're just in a state of complacency, or you are imagining a man or a woman that is not there. And if it's all fight and, oh, I need to convince the other, change the other, etc., then you are just imposing your will. You're not having a relationship. You're just wanting to assert and be right. Then it's no relationship. Every relationship have the complementary and the supplementary aspects. Also, you need to check when you're selecting the man. It's more the level of consciousness that you both can relate. It's not about, oh, he likes ski and I like ski. I like seafood and he likes seafood. This would change with your cycles of life, age, and roles. But what it won't change is the desire for you or the other person to know itself. The more aware of it is of itself, the more desire to know itself, the more healthy the relationship is, the more flow in communication is. So it's just a level of consciousness that allows that communication, that place where you can say, I am taking responsibility of my aggression and I am projected it on you. And the others say, yeah, I didn't take it personally because I know you're going through that. That is crucial. When each part take responsibility for their own feelings, for their own doing, for their own experiment, good, bad, pleasant, unpleasant, then communication can happen. Otherwise, it's just blaming each other, resenting, you did this, and there I reacted this way, and therefore I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to withdraw and play hard to get, and all these things. Don't lose your time. Choose a partner that have the same desire of consciousness, the same level of awareness, or at least close by. Man, please accept that the power of the intuition of the woman is much more greater. That intuition is blind. It doesn't have the logic, the reasoning at times. And woman, accept that man have the facts, the logic, the reason, the reasonable actions and choices. When you negotiate, when you accept that each of you have a strength, a quality, everything in a relationship becomes very exciting. Very spicy, very thrilling, not boring, not attached that, okay, we need to work, grow the kids, and get parties from time to time, get the bank account growing, feel successful, have friends, age, and die. No, you will have a more sacred contact. And that's, for me, it's more important that let's choose a partner that agree with me or doesn't agree with me, or that have the same taste or have not the same taste. It's about, are you want to have a relationship that can walk with you in all the up and downs with lucidity, with presence, with integrity, and with respect. Thank you so much for sitting with me. Please bring those questions. I'm really happy to sit with you and clarify terms or whatever you are have any doubts. And I will see you in our next class. Namaste.